Technology is Talisman, August 22nd, 2025. Ever meet someone who has all the gadgets he's been told to buy, thoroughly discipled by the marketing departments of anything LED and Lithium Co.? I first noticed this trend and type of person a few years back when it came to be obvious that some of the people I worked for had no personality, but were always surrounded by other people. It's a talent to be the center of attention, one that comes naturally to some and awkwardly to others. But what I was seeing was that talent come artificially to a certain type of person. And you all know them. Maybe you've never noticed them before, though. When a hot guy or a flirty girl has a small crowd of people around them at any given time, anytime a crowd can gather, that's social clout and personality at work. But when an average guy or girl does this, without personality or the looks to aid them, you have to ask what's compelling the crowd to stay. And when you take that split second to look a second longer than you would given how attractive the person is, you almost always find an object at the center of that crowd. These days, it's likely a new piece of tech or a toy that's been marketed to adults. It's not a toy, it's a new phone, a new smartwatch, a new drone, or an electric vehicle. We used to have a name for this kind of behavior. That social clout that followed so closely to the possession of an object that it can't be distinguished from its owner. That behavior was magic. And the object was a talisman. People who use talismans know that they don't have any power over the situation, but also know that inferred power, real or imagined, can compensate for positional weakness, and power is inferred through the talisman they keep. You see, the inference of an Apple Watch is that successful, sexy people wear them. It doesn't matter if you have a dad bod and work in middle management in a Costco polo shirt. The inference does that magic for you. Get the new watch and show it off to those who recognize that successful, sexy people are the market for Apple watches, because they are the subject of the watch's advertisements. Make the inference visible, and the attention and social clout are yours. An attractive, funny guy could go through the same motions with a Casio base model, and the same kind of social clout and attention with none of the bells and whistles that the Apple model has in its hardware. Why? Because he doesn't have a dad bod, and does have a personality. The watch becomes a joke that he can laugh at with the crowd that gathers, instead of a trick that works on similar appetites for entertainment. Tricks and jokes are both funny in a magical sort of way, so long as you can tell the difference between the two. This is why Apple products have fanboys, and also why Tesla products have fanboys, and why Tesla products had them too, until they linked arms for a while there with the red hat fanboys and were called out for practicing a darker kind of magic. They were already doing it when it was socially acceptable to have an Apple Watch and Tesla Model X, but not when the red hat showed up, because those talismans were from a different kind of power, one that had personality behind it, not just novelty. And then Pharaoh, also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in the manner with their enchantments. Exodus 7:11, King James Version. Note how the scriptures say that these magic users achieved their ends by copying what a powerful man did in their presence. If you read further, their sticks turned into snakes too, but Moses' snake had the chops to show them how a magic trick is only as powerful and valid as those it works on. This is why when a successful, sexy person has an Apple Watch, it's seen as unnecessary. And when a hot dude in well-fitting clothing jumps onto the electric scooter, he's just being silly. When before the dad bod type could gather a crowd by looking at the flashy new electric scooter because it was new and there was no real power to show how silly it was. It gave the guy with the dad bod a speed he couldn't push on a regular scooter, which would have been something to see if he had the body to make him go that fast. But he doesn't. The electric scooter provides the speed that his legs can't provide in pursuit of the clout and social standing that he could never attain. Do a few laps in front of the proles and the crowd is sure to form at the finish line. Or let's bump this up a wheel size. How many attractive and capable people do you see riding electric bicycles? Is it nearly the same amount of actual cyclists that also ride electric bicycles? Or are they on plain old regular bikes? When the two of them both climb the hill, who's sexier at the top? Who has more social clout? Is it the one with well-defined lean muscles and tight-fitting spandex suit? Or is it the pudgy guy with a spandex waistband on his shorts and an XXL t-shirt? They're both wearing bike helmets, and those have never been attractive or something that signals power, but then again, I didn't tell you which one was riding which bike, did I? You figured that part out on your own. Because deep down you know that when someone's using power that doesn't belong to them, what it looks like. Even if you didn't have the words for it, but since you've got to this part of the blog post, now you know what a talisman is and what it does. Now you get to look at your life as a Christian and see how many magic users fill the ranks of the day to day. with tech that might as well be magic, given how little we know of its construction and function. The pastor, who is a gadget geek, could really use less potlucks. The youth pastor, who always has the latest gaming consoles. The group's pastor, who conjures the right now media on demand. And the church admins that think the Enneagram is the key to all hidden knowledge in the church staff. You get the idea. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter pass through the fire, or useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch. Deuteronomy 18:10. There's not a whole lot of child sacrifice and witches in the church these days, but if we're being honest, there is a lot of enchantment that is only enabling a simple view of tech that enables. From the magic portals your online pastor depends on to do his church services, to the worship team's atmospheric smoke and light shows that even Solomon in all his splendor didn't need for the temple. When you can see that technology functions like a talisman, it can open your eyes to a lot more discernment than you ever had previously, which you know will be a good thing because it's God that convicts, and a God thing when conviction follows. Because the last thing the lesser snakes did was repent before the real snakes ate them.